Hi everybody, this is Diane. Well, I just listed the paper doll journal in my shop this morning. I did not give a heads up as to when it would be in there. I just put it in, and I think before I even got the video clicked on publish, it sold. So somebody got notified because they liked my shop. They clicked on the heart in my shop and got a notification that I had a new product, and she went right there and bought that paper doll journal. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So I want to talk to you today about what my next project will be. As I've said, I am having a little more difficulty having time to get in my craft room and work on anything at a steady rate because of life circumstances. So I wanted to find something that would be fun and not too time consuming, but not too super simple either. So it hit me that I have all of these pages that are leftovers. So these are my little containers of unfinished products or unfinished pages. So I thought, well, I'll just make a journal. Instead of trying to fit them into whatever journal I'm making, I'll make a journal specifically to use up some of these pages. And then I thought, what about this big box of ready-made ephemera? I could use some of that. Excuse me. I could use some of that also. So that's what we're going to do. I have pulled out some book covers that are possible covers, and it's not like I have a ton of pages in here. We're going to look through them. So I don't know how many journals I'm going to use. Of course, I will be adding other pages also. So I got out mostly some larger size books, and I do have a few small ones too. So I think we'll look at the pages first, and then I'll decide on how many of these and which covers I will use. Sorry, I keep getting my hair in the shot. I think I moved my table. Oops. I didn't even brush my hair. You know, it's a snow day. I don't brush my hair anyway because it's curly. You don't brush curly hair. But I have done nothing with my hair. Trying. Let me see. Okay. I should have at least put it in a ponytail so it wouldn't be dragging into the video all the time. Okay, so let's look at the pages first, and then we'll decide which book covers we can use. I have quite an assortment here, as you can see. I'm standing at the packing table instead of sitting at my desk, so I have lots of room. Now this tote just has, looks like these are all the recipe, like these pocket pages. So these are not what I want to use. So this box can go. This box, we have pages. So this is just a simple, some of these are just simply folded pages. I didn't do anything to them. This one is sewn together, pieced pages. And this one, oh, these are from a binder. I don't know if I want to use these. These were from my Bind It All. So I might have to do a Bind It All journal. Maybe we could do that too with one of these books. That is not out of the realm of possibility. Now this one has pockets, and it is wide. That's a small one, but it can go in any size book. Some of these were too much work to not use eventually. I just didn't have space in whatever journal I was working on. So some of these have a vintage look to them. And this one sort of does. This looks nice and bright. This is, I don't know if that's Amity Bloom or what. That's a fun one. So some of them are not vintage looking. This one is a nice big one. It's just paper sewn together. I can cut that down if necessary. And this one is a folio that I have to finish, so that is not book pages. Well, it is pages, but they're pages that go in the folio. I have anything else? Yes, got a couple more pages here. And then I have, oh wait, I got more. Well, these, I was thinking these would go in this journal, so I'll leave them there. These are books that were, little booklets that were included in a grungy journal that I purchased, or maybe two different ones. But I might rather take these apart and use these pages in some of these journals that I'm doing. So that's more page possibilities. That's it for that tote. Let's think about the possibility of a bind it all book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a good start. So I'm going to see if I have a book that is a good size for those pages. I think I found the perfect book. So I think it's meant to be. This, I've got to shut this door. This will be a bind it all journal. I wasn't even thinking about a bind it all journal when I thought about doing this project. So maybe we'll do this one first. Now, some of these big pages, I can make bigger pages too, because I have some large books here. Let's start with something like this. Every Child's Picture Encyclopedia. Oh, I was thinking they might be too wide, but they're not. And I can trim this. That one is wide, but I can trim it. So maybe I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pages, 15. But of course I will add more, but maybe I want a smaller book for some of those pages. So I have these 3 books, a private desk diary, 1934, sterling composition book, and shoes and ships and sealing wax. I thought this would be a really fun one. So let's see if some of these little ones would fit in here. I can trim some off the top of that. Might have to trim them. Okay, so we will be making 3 journals, and I wanted to do a big one because I have large pieces of ready-made ephemera too. So we will be doing a small one, a large one, and a bind it all one. And I will include some of these pages in these journals, at least these 2. Let's take a look at the ephemera that I have. I hope I'm in frame okay enough for you. Let's look at the big ones first. Well, I have this little box that has, what are these? Are these pockets? I think they're supposed to be pockets. Yeah. So she could be a pocket in a large journal, either one of these. I want to use up some of these big things. I also have these pockets. These are going to be very eclectic. That could go in that one. Oh, this is a little booklet. That's another page. I have some really large pieces that are probably still too large for these books, but let's see. This was just a belly band. Oh, I can use that from a yearbook. Yeah, we can use that. That's a heading for a magazine article. Perfect. Another yearbook belly band. And this belly band, perfect. Oh my goodness, I'm going to be so happy using some of these things. It's a little booklet. Maybe I'll use that in something. All right, I got more big pieces. That time card. And they're getting warped from sitting in that and not having anything to support them. Oh, now this was included in that same bundle that had those booklets, these things. I think this was included with that, but that's a nice size for these big journals. There's an envelope that I stenciled. It's a big one. Another envelope that came. Okay, that'll go in the Bind It All book. These are not necessarily going in this book. This is just a pile of large pieces. Got some large tags. That's a digital, but I backed it onto coffee dyed paper. Some large tags here. I won't use all of these, but I want them available. These are all quite tall. Wow, I have a lot of big tags. I love using the big, making things with the big tags. So I have to use them. These are large cards. There we go. I'm going to use them in a big one. Okay. Now, the small book. Put these over here. Those are the pockets. Let's see. I have a lot of tags. That would be a fun pocket for the small book. It's a fun pocket. So some of these could go in the small one, but they are on a larger scale. As far as the small journal goes, I could pretty much pull anything else out of these boxes and use them, so I don't need to make a specific pile. I'll just have the boxes available to pull from. It's a large journaling card. Obviously I can't use all the things I'm pulling. Oh, these are digital pockets that I put in here because they were left over from projects, and I love these that look like baskets. Some that are a little smaller too. Maybe I could use some of these. But maybe I'll just go with the eclectic look of, you know, my handmade stuff. Look at that cute card. So I should make like a dozen. Sorry, sorry, I just got croaky. I should make a dozen. There's another page of these journals. So maybe I'll just use these as like a palette cleanser in between journal projects. Let's just do something simple and get out some ready-made stuff and put it to use, because I want to make more ready-made stuff, but I don't want to make it if I have so much already, you know. Okay. Oh, well, that was fun looking at all this stuff. I have to figure out how these boxes go in here. Got it. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be a fun project. Can't wait to get started. I have to finish tidying up in here before I actually get started on it. Let's see, this is not a long video, so let me grab my personal journal that I've already started working in. It's a grungy one that somebody else made. Might have been the person that gave me those little booklets of pages. So I'm going to grab that and kind of see what I need to do in that journal. Maybe I haven't done anything with it on video. I haven't really added much of anything to it. I've just been working in it. So I'm going to grab it and I'll be right back. Okay, this is the journal I've been working in, and I believe this was made by Sugar Press Studios. I'm missing a clip here, so I'm just going to clip that on. And I don't know if she's the one that made these. I bought from two different creators, pretty close together at one time. It's been a while. So I think that those booklets were made by the other one, but I've purchased 2 or 3 from Sugar Press Studios just because they're just so eclectic and fun and grungy, and I love them. They're just fun. So I will link her shop below. My goodness. But this, I gotta get a drink. Why didn't I do that when I was on pause? Okay, and this pouch of stuff came with the other journals. I think I bought 2 from that person, like 2 at once. They were really good prices. So I just bought 2, and so I got 2 bunches of the extra stuff. But I thought I could use this in these Sugar Press journals too. There's so much stuff here. So I have all of this here, and I found another of the booklets that I could take the stitches out and use, because they're just little booklets without covers, but I could tuck them in a journal or something. I didn't know what I would do with them. So anyway, I have written on some of the pieces that are in here, and when I got to a page that I couldn't write on it, I was upstairs just on the couch writing in my journal, or in my bed writing. And so I would flip to the back of the book and find something that I could move to the front, like probably this index card. I could move them to the front and write on them, because I wasn't in a place where I could, you know, add to my journal. This one I could have written on. Oh, I did write on it. And I did find this one in the back of the book, and I wrote on it and left it in there, and then the next day I glued it down. This one I didn't write on the page itself, but I wrote on this little paper this is one of my own scrap papers I just folded up and tucked in this pocket. I could write the date there. And this is a belly band with little pieces in it, and I wrote on some of the pieces. Did I not? I could have put something in there. Yeah, no, I didn't write on. I guess I just left this the way it was, as just a decorative page. I'm not going to do it now. I'm not going to write on it now because I've already moved on. And this one has a card in it, and I wrote on that. And I wrote on this whole page, I think I added this definition for embellish, but I left a space here that I can add a decorative element. I love the fabrics she included. They're just fun. Like this little patchwork piece. I'll save that when I have more space. There's even a big envelope. I don't think there was anything in it. Well, that works. I'll put that on and then I'll add something else to it. So this is Sunday, the day I'm making this video. We are in the storm now, the huge storm that's affecting much of the United States, even southern states. So people south and southwest of me, here in northeastern Pennsylvania, they were affected by ice, sleet and ice, and snow too. But I think we're getting more snow. We'll have a higher accumulation of snow here. But the ice is dangerous, you know, so I haven't watched, I don't get like a news channel to watch. I get my news from online. I don't have cable TV. So I'm not watching it. I get a little stressed out watching the news after a bit. I mean, I like to keep up on things, but it gets to the point where it's time to stop for a while. I'm sure you all feel the same. Got some little scraps in this envelope. So I haven't been paying much attention to the news. I've just been watching the weather. These I don't know if I put these in here. No, I don't think so, because I have papers that are similar to that. Anyway, I want to embellish this with something. All I see is big pieces here. I can cut something. She gave me a lot of envelopes. Maybe I'll put a ticket on here. A piece of green stamps. I have lots of green stamps, so I can use some of these. Anyway, I don't really know how bad it was in the other states. I've just been watching as it approached my area. So I woke up this morning and it had begun. It was very, very, very fine snow, but the sky was full of it. There was a lot of it coming down, but it was very fine, so that it was, kind of hard to see the snow. But then it thickened up and you could definitely see the snow coming down. The ground was covered when I woke up, but I could still see some grass poking through. Now it's covered. And it's, supposed to snow all day and into tomorrow. Here's another. This could be a page in one of those little journals. I love it. All right, so I think I got this little pouch right here. This is not from this bunch of stuff. This is a digital that I cut apart. So I could use one of these. That would be nice. I'll keep this right with this stuff because I think they're just right for this journal. I need something that shows up a little better. Oh, this journal's going to be fun. Well, I have 2 items, so I need 3. Some of these are cut from scrapbook paper. This one says fragile. So what was I saying? Oh, so we are in the storm. I made sure my parents were set with water. My son took them the bottled water they use, and the distilled water that my dad needs for his BiPAP machine to help him breathe. It's not like a CPAP, it's a BiPAP. It just kind of pushes air into his lungs because he has a hard time getting air when he's sleeping. So anyway, I got them all set, and my son is closer than me to them. So if they need help, they'll call me, but I can call him. That slide would be cute there. This was included in the stuff she sent me. I don't want to cover too much of this embossed pocket. So she made this tag, and I wrote on the back of it, and I don't know if this was in this pocket or if I went to the back to find it. It was probably in this pocket. And I think this is going to be enough, just putting this on there. Well, the picture is upside down from the print, but you see the print much easier than the picture. I don't know if you can see the picture once I glue it down. So I'm going to put it with the print right side up. And I can decorate here. This is a bigger piece. I remembered to leave more space on this one. So maybe one of those little fabric pieces would work here. Today is, what, the 25th of January, so I've been writing in this journal for 24 days. I got a nice space there. And, oh, I put this paper, it's not even a vintage looking paper, it was just real handy. I keep lists near my seat of the couch so I can, just jot things down and write grocery lists and stuff. So I just wrote on that and tucked it in, but I could decorate this pocket or envelope. She sent me a lot of playing cards and flashcards and stuff. Look at that puzzle piece. It's nice and thick. There's a pit card. Ooh, these nice tags. I could do something with them. She's playing cards. That's cute. Oh, look at that one. It's unique. Oh, I'm way over. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I wonder if I could take this envelope apart easily and sew. No, I'm not going to mess with that. So I don't know if I want to use the cards. They might not glue down very well because they're glossy. I could glue some fabric on it. She gave me lots of fabric. This is a vintage tag from my collection. Yes. So my plan for today, while we are hibernating, is to, after I do this video, I want to just relax and read some Bella Grace magazines and Somerset Studio. I bought myself a Bella Grace book and a Somerset Studio magazine for Christmas. And I started reading the Somerset Studio one, but haven't picked it up since. And I also have a stack of Bella Grace from previous years, different types. They have different publications, like a book of lists, and I don't know, they just have different, besides I think they're quarterly or only twice a year, I don't know, their regular magazine, but they have different other specialty. So I have a few different ones, and they're expensive magazines, so I might as well actually read them and then take images out of them. I have one of them, one of the older ones that I have. I want to make myself a traveler's notebook type of journal. This is warped, so it wants to curl up and not stick. I can't make magazines to sell, or journals to sell, but the Bella Grace covers are so pretty. So I thought I'll just make one for myself. I have a few anyway that I've already made years ago. So I'll be doing that with you pretty soon. So if you have Bella Grace magazines, you might want to, if you can bear to cut them up. I don't want to hang on to stacks of magazines that I've already read, you know. I'm not a magazine collector, so it won't bother me to actually cut them up and use them. So I'll be doing that with you in case you want to see, get some ideas for using yours. And I wrote on something in there. Now, next time I'll get out some other supplies, of my own supplies that I can use, but I just wanted to pull, oh, I've got some little things here. She gave me some Richard Scarry and other animal images, or children's images, I should say. I'm still discovering what's in my pile here. I looked at it all before, but I bought this months ago, if not over a year. Maybe I added this in here. Nope, she did. Well, I don't know, because I have this digital. I don't know. Some of these are not familiar to me, so I think she added this. But that would be cute right there. Oh, something a little extra for you from my stash. I know you enjoy Raggedy Ann. I probably already took whatever that was out and put it in my Raggedy Ann stash. Her name is, oh, this is from Carla. So this pack came from, oh. I'm using the stuff Carla gave me, not the stuff that came with these books. This is all from Carla, from that book I bought from her. Thanks, Carla. Wow, she gave me a lot of stuff. It was a large book. her kind of book that she makes, but she didn't embellish it, so that's why all of this stuff came with it. And I'm using it in the wrong book, but that's okay. Thank you, Carla. Got some fun things in here. So I'll have to look for the stuff that goes to this journal. How about if I go see if I can locate it right now? This is all I found, and I know she sent more than this. Just dropped something. I think that's something I added. Yeah, so these are things that she sent. Maybe she sent that, but I have that die. Let me show you. This is one of the books. I think this is, they didn't put their signature on it or anything. So I have to go back and look in my order history. And I'm going to write down which one came from who. And I can't remember the name of this one. So I have this one and this one, which is really fun. I love this one. See, look at, it's just so unique. So I think, I don't know, I can't tell you which one is which, and this one. So these all came from two different creators. And one of them is Sugar Press Studio. And this is the one that I got from Carla. And it doesn't have any embellishing inside, not even pockets, I don't think. So that's why she sent that huge package of stuff. All right, back to business here. I'll put this away. This is like a vintage crepe paper or something like that, or something crinkly and fragile. It's got a crack right there. I might end up having to add some of my vintage cellophane tape. It's not sliding down all the way. There we go. And this is very floppy because of the way it's hinged on there with fabric. There's an old Western telegram, and I'm just, Western Union telegram, and I'm just leaving it, not doing anything to it. And, oh, she had this slide in there. I am not writing on this. I just want to keep it as a piece of ephemera. She stamped on this, but this is, I don't know, State Music Incorporated, and I don't know what these numbers, and there are little lines drawn through some of them. And I could write up there, but I didn't. I just wrote, she put a big piece of paper in there, so that took several days of writing. And I could add this slide. I'm still using Carla's stuff. Well, let me see what if there's anything in this pouch that I can use here. Yeah, I'll put some that in there. Maybe another one of these. It's so fun to look back over these. Do I want this page? This looks like it's the prom court. When my mom was in high school, this looks like the era of her. She was on the May court. They had a May court instead of a prom queen. So I'm gonna put the May court. I'm gonna call it the May court. She was the May queen. Did I say that? And by the time I graduated from high school, they had a prom. But when we were in grade school, they still had the May court. And my sister they always got a kindergarten student to be the flower girl of the May court. It wasn't like I guess it wasn't a big dance. My mom was talking about it recently, and she said they just took their pictures. I don't know. My mother doesn't remember things correctly all the time. But anyway, I don't know if there was a dance that went with it or some kind of a thing. But anyway, my sister was the flower girl for the May court the year she was in kindergarten. I didn't get any such honor. I was only 7 years old when she was the flower girl, so I wasn't jealous then, but I became jealous later when I saw her pictures in the yearbook. Whenever I looked at the yearbooks, I was, slightly jealous. Because I wasn't popular. I wasn't unpopular, but I wasn't with the in crowd. Neither was Annette. She was very, very shy. We were both shy, but she might have even been shyer than me. When I met my husband, he was interested in what he called the cute piano player from The Voice of Praise. That was our teen choir in church, and I was the piano player, and he thought that piano player was cute. He was interested, and I was extremely shy, and he had to be so patient with me, so patient. Anybody else that showed any interest in me, I was like, nope, and avoided them, and even if I liked them before, as soon as they showed interest, I couldn't do it. And he was so patient. And he won the prize. Just cut that piece off. And glue that on there. I told him I thanked him for being so patient. He was about ready to give up when I started showing interest. We met at church. Look, I could even add this little bit here. Bright colors with grungy is fun to me. I don't know if you find it jarring, but I like it. Probably have to go pretty soon because I have to tack this onto the first part. So I keep interrupting myself. What I plan to do today after I do this is look at my stack of magazines. I want to kind of tidy things up upstairs so I can really relax. And basically that's it. I made homemade rolls yesterday, so I can have homemade rolls with my dinner today. I have leftover pork to eat. And my sisters and I were chatting on our sister chat just before I started the video. And I said I wish I had gotten a chicken out of the freezer, because it seems like a chicken and biscuit kind of day. I guess I don't need to do anything to that page. I didn't leave any space. And then they both agreed. And I really got my one sister, Barbara, hungry for chicken and biscuits. But she doesn't have a chicken in her freezer. She said she was thinking about running out and stopping one of the snow plows that's going by, and saying, "Excuse me, can you take me to the store for a chicken? I'll share chicken and biscuits with you." And Then she wrote a fake headline. Local woman gets run over by snowplow. Her last words were, "I just want a chicken and biscuits." She's funny. So Annette said she might get a chicken out. I got my chicken out. It'll probably be a few days before it's ready, before it's thawed, but we'll be mobile again by then. But I'll have my chicken and biscuits. I don't know how many of you are familiar with this. It's a country meal. I mean, it's pretty standard, but I know I was asked before, what do I mean by chicken and biscuits? It's a roast chicken, just roast it in the oven, make gravy, and make buttermilk biscuits. Not buttermilk. Well, you can, but my recipe, my mother's recipe, is baking soda, baking powder, goodness, baking powder biscuits. And I make them big and thick and fluffy. My sister, I don't know if she uses my mom's recipe, but Annette makes chicken and biscuits all the time for her family. And hers are flatter and a little crispier, which I love. So we make them different. We make them different, but they're both delicious. And that's what chicken and biscuits is. You just put some chicken on your plate, open up a biscuit, put it on your plate, pour the gravy over it. The way my sister does it is she cooks the chicken ahead of time and breaks it up, cuts it up, whatever, into, I'm going to add that piece, into the gravy. So it's gravy with chicken in it, and then pour it over the biscuit. This is part of a quilt patchwork piece. And this is where I left off. Yesterday was Neil Diamond's 85th birthday. So I wrote "Happy Birthday, Neil" at the bottom of my entry yesterday, because I am a huge Neil Diamond fan. My sisters and I both are not both, all of us, including the younger one that passed away. She got to see him in concert, I think in Syracuse. And when he was, I don't know, he was getting up there in age, but he was still really good he wasn't sick yet. And I got to see him in Philadelphia when I believe he had Parkinson's, but hadn't announced it yet. And so it was the last tour. The one that I went to in Philadelphia was his last tour. But he was still, I was amazed at what he could do at his age, you know, and how energetic he seemed. This is a thicker piece of quilt, but I love it. And I'm going to add it here. Might make it difficult to write on this side of the page. Maybe I should add it somewhere else. Like here. So did I get off topic again? So I'm basically hoping to just relax today. Oh, another thing I want to do besides look at my magazines is just watch some really inspiring YouTube videos or look at Pinterest, and that kind of thing just really sparks my creativity, which is a nice thing to do in between journal projects. I just wanted to grab a few of the vintage items from my own stash. So I have these vintage gift tags. I'll pick one out to add to this. I watched a cute movie last night, and it had, oh, I forgot his name. Oh, darn. He was a professor on Harry Potter. He was also in Moulin Rouge. He's in a lot of movies. and I can't remember his name, but anyway, him and Penelope something that's in Downton Abbey. They were husband and wife. This is like a package for a razor blade. But I don't think I want to glue it down. Does it have a blade in it? It does. It's got a blade in it. I think I would rather tuck that in a little pocket and keep it preserved. I should have made this little fabric piece a pocket. Let's see. Again, I don't want to glue that down because of things written on the back. This is a balcony ticket for Lowe's Opera House. Anyway, I watched that movie, and it was called, I think I watched it on, it was either Hulu or Netflix, and it's called The Something Pilgrimage, The Unlikely Pilgrimage, or something like that. Anyway, it's The Something Pilgrimage of Harold Fry. And it was a good movie, I thought, if you like those kinds of movies. And at the end, well, during the movie, I heard a song, part of the soundtrack, and then at the end of the movie, there was more of this singer, and I thought his voice was just so rich and soothing, and he definitely had an Irish lilt to his voice. Of course, this was a British movie because Penelope is British, and this guy that I'm talking, the actor, the main actor that was in it, I know his name, but it is escaping me right now. He's British. So it was an Irish singer with an Irish song, and it was slow and lilting, and I loved his voice. So I was watching the credits at the end. Well, you didn't have to wait very long. They put his name right up there pretty quickly. I've got some really fun pieces in here. I think I'll just hang that right there with some vintage cellophane tape. So this, right. The singer's name is Sam Lee, L-E-E, Sam Lee. There is another Oriental, Chinese, I think, singer named Sam Lee. But this is a British folk singer. I found him, and I was listening to some of his music on YouTube Music last night, and it was so beautiful. That's fun. So I'm done with this page, and I'll write on this one and this one. And this one I don't need to do anything to. There's a pocket there, so I can tuck something in there. I can write on this. This is really pretty. And I'll tuck something in that pocket. So that'll take me for a few days anyway. Let me grab something to put in that pocket. So something like that. Oh, it's got a pattern on the back. That's fun. Okay, there's that. So that's all I'm going to do in here today. I need to make sure I have time to sit down and go through my magazines and watch YouTube and look at Pinterest and stuff. And I want to tidy up down here so I'm ready to get to work tomorrow on my new project. So thanks for coming along today. Let me know how the storm impacted you. if you're in one of the states that was impacted by the storm. Were you in the ice? Are you in the snow? Are you on the fringes? Another aspect of this storm is it's bitter, bitter cold. Very cold out. Dangerously cold. So people are encouraged to stay indoors. So anyway, I hope that you are all staying warm and safe and dry, and I will see you in the next video. Have a creative day. Bye.